In this video, I'm going to show you how to upload your custom avatar to Somnium Space or VR chat using the custom SDK. So in order to get started, you're going to need to download Unity and the custom SDKs from the Somnium Space website or the VR chat website. And we have links to those websites in the notes provided with your avatar. So go ahead and check those notes and download all the required software before starting. Now, in order to get the process underway, we're going to click on Unity Hub, and this should be available to you once you download the Unity software. First step is to create a new project. You could simply click on the New button, or if you have multiple versions of Unity, click on the drop-down arrow on the side of the New button and select the appropriate version. For Somnium Space, you need to be using Unity 2019.2.4F1, and for VR Chat, you need the version 2019.4.31F1. So they're very specific versions of Unity that are required for each of these metaverse spaces. And that's going to always vary depending on the metaverse you want to upload your avatar to. So for the first example, we're going to select our new project under version 2019.2.4F1 so that it's compatible with the Somnium Space SDK. In the next screen, you can determine whether you're going to be working with a 2D or 3D project. Obviously, we want to select 3D here, and we're going to give our project a name. For this example, I am going to be uploading the wolf avatar. So I will call it the wolf avatar for Somnium Space. And then click on the Create button. It might take a couple of minutes to load the project, and once it's done, you'll see the familiar Unity interface, which has the scene hierarchy on the left, the scene viewer in the middle, inspector on the right, and then our project console at the base of the screen. The first thing we need to do is to install the Somnium SDK, the link provided in the notes. To install it, all you need to do is to drag the SDK into the Assets window and release the mouse button, and the Somnium SDK will start to unpack. Click on the Import option, and then click I agree, I've made a backup, go ahead. And just wait for the SDK to be installed into your current project. Once installed, you should see the Somnium Space pop-up window. And in this area, you'll need to enter your username and password for Somnium Space so that you're ready for the upload into your account once we've finished installing the avatar. If you ever need to go back and log in or check the details, you'll find that the Somnium SDK now appears in the top menu of your Unity project. So you can always go back into that and select the login screen to log back in if you ever find yourself logged out. You can also check for updates to this SDK if they do roll out in the future. But we do have the latest version today, so we are pretty much ready to go. The first thing I'm going to do is to click on the Scenes folder in the Assets window below, and we're going to click on the Upload Scene, which is being provided via the Unity SDK. And as you can see, we have a building interior with a default model that's already been created as an example. So the first thing I'm going to do is to rotate around so that I can see the front of this avatar. To do that, you can hold the Shift button with the right mouse key, rotate around, and then I'm going to use the mid scroller of my mouse to scroll out. Then I'll grab the hand to center the avatar somewhere in the middle here. So that is a pretty good position that I could see the avatar. Now, we don't want to use this default model that's been provided by Somnium Space in their SDK. So I'm going to click on the model pivot object in the upload scene underneath the upload scene object. And we're going to click on the bodybuilder and hit the delete key. Now we're ready to import our new custom spirit animal model. To do that, we are going to go to the folder that contains our spirit avatar, and we're going to simply drag the whole folder into the project. Within that folder, you should see the Spirit Animal Blender 3D file along with a textures folder. So we want to bring both of those folders in at once. To do that, we're going to grab the entire folder. We're now going to bring the model into our project. So to do that, I'm going to click on the Assets Model folder. I'm going to grab the whole folder that contains the Blender 3D file along with textures and bring that folder into the Assets window. When I drag over the Assets section, you'll notice a pop-up screen appears with the option of bringing in that asset as an avatar, a building item, inventory object, or Somnium world. We don't want to select any of those right now. We're going to move the mouse outside of that window and just drag it directly into the models folder. I'll just click on the close button for the import window. And then I'm going to click on my final avatar window, and you should see that your avatar appears with all of the textures in the preview window. So if I drag that onto the model pivot, our avatar has been imported successfully with all of the textures applied. There is one thing you may need to do depending on the avatar you've selected, and that is to change the opacity of the eyes. This only happens on some avatars that includes the human eyes, not just the animal spirit eyes. So in order to correct that problem, we need to make a small adjustment to the texture. So to do that, we are going to click on the final avatar object in the Assets window, and then we're going to go over to the Materials tab. We're going to extract the materials. We are going to search and remap, and then click back on our avatar. Grab the selection tool in the top left, click on the avatar twice so that you get the orange border around the avatar. Click on the eyes and then change it from opaque to transparent. And now you should see the eyes have been corrected. There's a couple of other things we need to do before we upload to Somnium Space. Let's click back on our avatar in the Asset Models folder. Click on the Model menu item in the inspector. And in order to ensure that you get the best performance, let's just apply some mesh compression and apply low compression. The next thing we need to do, and this is really important, is to apply the rig. So we're going to select the rig menu item, change it from generic to humanoid, and click on apply. Click on the avatar. Click back on the avatar object in the assets folder, and now click on configure. Select save. And you should see a humanoid skeleton inside your avatar. If it's facing backwards and you want to check the front of the avatar, you can select the rotation tool, rotate around, and just check that those bones are lined up correctly. We've already done that, so they should be pretty much perfect. All you need to do is select done to accept the bones on that avatar. Leave the animation tab as it is. The materials tab has already been adjusted, and that means we're pretty much ready to go to upload our avatar to Somnium Space. To do that, we are going to click on the object in the upload scene. So we're going to select the drop down arrow in the model pivot window. So your avatar should appear directly underneath the model pivot drop your model here object. Click on that and then click on add component in the inspector tab, and then click on avatar config. And when you do that, you should see the simulation of a VR headset appear over the face of your avatar. It might come in slightly low in terms of its height. So to adjust the height directly over the eyes, we're going to click on the camera view position icon, and we're going to adjust the vertical height in the Y-axis to 1.7. And that is the perfect height for this avatar. And that's pretty much all. We haven't applied any lip tracking to this avatar. So that's pretty much all we need to do there. In the next section, these are all optional features of avatars. The one that counts here is that your finger tracking has been applied. And if you see a green checkbox there, that means that you did apply the bones correctly in the previous step. If you don't see a green checkbox here, then you need to go back to that previous step and make sure that you've configured the humanoid bones on the avatar. But provided you have done everything in the right order and in the right fashion, we are ready to build and upload our avatar. To do that, simply click on the build and upload button. You'll see a summary screen outlining that the model has passed all of the criteria required to upload to Somnium Space. Click on the build button. The Somnium Space SDK should load up in the foreground. And at this point, it should launch into the Somnium Space upload tool. On occasions, it doesn't do it the first time. So I find that you need to click on the avatar one more time and click build and upload again and go through the same process. And you should find that the second time round, it will actually upload. You'll be given the option to give your avatar a name. I'll call this one Wolf Spirit. Avatar in the description field, you can put as much information as you like in there. And then you can click on the I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions, and then click on Upload Bundle. Done. Your avatar has now been uploaded into Somnium Space. If you want to go in and check your uploads in Somnium Space, you can click on the Manage Uploaded Content dropdown, and that shows you all of the avatars that you have loaded into Somnium Space. As you can see, I've got many spirit animals that I've already uploaded as avatars. So depending on how many you've downloaded, they should all appear here. And then you can open up Somnium Space and select custom avatars to use this avatar in the metaverse. If you're using VR chat, the process is quite similar. Instead of loading the Somnium Space SDK into the assets folder, you would drag the VR chat SDK in and install it and run through a similar process of configuring your avatar.